Hi, welcome to English Lessons Online. In today's lesson, we shall be looking at the overview of the Wassce Oral English Test and a detailed step-by-step guide on how to answer Wassce Oral English Test 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Wassce Oral English paper is made up of 60 objective questions for candidates to answer. The questions are grouped into 8 categories from Test 1 to Test 8. Each of the categories comes with an instruction for students to follow when answering the questions. It is therefore essential for students to take their time to read the instructions before proceeding to answer the Wassce Oral English Test. Techniques for Test 1, Test 2, and Test 3. Test 1, 2, and 3 has to do with the 3 basic sounds: initial sound, medial sound, and final sound. These are the 3 basic sounds. Initial sound. It is the first sound that is produced when pronouncing a word. It is the first sound that is produced when pronouncing a word. Here are some examples. Example 1, class. The initial sound is k. Glass. The initial sound is g. Sit. The initial sound is s. Pan. The initial sound is p. Medial sound. This is the sound produced in the middle of a word. Here are some examples. Sheep. The medial sound is E. Sheep. The medial sound is E. Pet. The medial sound is E. Final sound. The final sound is produced at the end of a word. Here are examples. Class. The final sound is S. Sheep. The final sound is P. In pet, the final sound is T. Tip. Make sure you check the differences among the words pronounced in terms of their initial, medial, and final sounds. Try the following with me. Number 1. Nap. The word I read was N-A-P, nap. Number 2. Dart. The word I read was D-A-R-T, dart. Number 3. Pay. The word I read was P-A-Y, pay. Number 4. Murk. The word I read was M-U-R-K, murk. Please proceed to practice Test 1.
Now, get ready to answer the rest of Test 1 on your answer sheet. Start at number 1. Number 1. Barter. Number 2. Hut. Number 3. Curse. Number 4. Bought. Number 5. Later. Number 6. Fill. Number 7. Look. Number 8. Done. Number 9. Steer. Number 10. Road.
Test 2. Listen carefully. In this test, there are 3 words to a line. I'm going to read one word from each line. Beside the word I read, there's a letter. Shade this letter on your answer sheet. Here are two examples. Example 1. Seeds. The word I read was S-E-E-D-S, seeds. So the correct answer for example 1 is B. This is recorded by shading answer space B against number 1. Example 2. Bent. The word I read was B-E-N-T, bent. So the correct answer for example 2 is A. This is recorded by shading answer space A against number 2. Now get ready to answer the rest of test 2 on your answer sheet. Start at number 11. Number 11. Seized. Number 12. Bets. Number 13. Glass. Number 14. Leech. Number 15. Think. Number 16. Nest. Number 17. Bleed. Number 18. Charm. Number 19. Text. Number 20. Shoe.
Wassce Oral English Test 4. Tips for Test 4. In Test 4, there are 3 optional sentences for you to choose the correct answer. Among the 3 sentences, the speaker will read one of them. So we need to pay close attention to know the actual sentence that the speaker will read. Please take note, all the words in each of the 3 optional sentences will be the same except one. The different words in the optional sentences are words with almost the same pronunciation but different spelling and meanings. Make sure you check the differences among the words pronounced in terms of their initial, medial, and final sounds. Please, if you do not know what initial, medial, and final sound means, kindly check our previous videos. Let's take some examples. Usually, this is the instruction that will be given in test 4. Listen carefully. In this test, there are 3 sentences in each group. I am going to read one sentence from each group. Beside the sentence I read, there is a letter. Shade this letter on your answer sheet. Here are 2 examples. Number 1. The stress is on the word feel. The sentence I read was sentence C. The stress is on the word feel. Please take note of these sentences. These sentences are made up of the same words except one, and the different words in each of the sentences are fail, feel, and feel. When we look at these 3 words, they have the same initial sounds and the same final sounds, but the medial sounds are different. So this is what we need to observe when we are answering questions in test 4. Example 2. Which is the word? The sentence I read was sentence A. Example 3. He couldn't say. The sentence I read was Sentence B. Please proceed to answer the rest of test 4.
In this test, there are 3 sentences in each group. I'm going to read one sentence from each group. Beside the sentence I read, there's a letter. Shade this letter on your answer sheet. Here are 2 examples. Example 1. Is that short a gal? The sentence I read was sentence C. Is just short a gal? So the correct answer for example 1 is C. This is recorded by shading answer space C against number 1. Example 2. The steam has power. The sentence I read was sentence A. The steam has power. So the correct answer for example 2 is A. This is recorded by shading answer space A against number 2. Now get ready to answer the rest of test 4, your answer sheet. Start at number 28. Number 28. The fight was delayed. Number 29. He said feast. Number 30. They wouldn't pay. Number 31. He sells chips. Number 32. The word I spelled was lasts. Number 33. She's giving it up. Number 34. It's not a bother.
Thanks for watching. See you in our next lesson. Bye.